Hey, what's up, everyone? Raging Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. And I actually did a rant a while ago about what happens when the weak are given power over the strong, usually via like democracy and big bloated government. What are governments really than a bunch of weakling bureaucrats lording over people who could easily whoop their asses if it came down to a physical altercation? But if they just pay enough of these other, physically superior specimens to be their bootlickers, they could get away with just about anything. And I did that whole rant about them and how they carry grudges. But now I want to talk about what happens when you give objectively worthless people any sort of power, when you put the losers in charge. This goes above and beyond just putting the weak in charge of the strong. This is giving losers who can never accomplish anything and fail at everything they do, and then project that onto everyone else. Obviously everyone has to be that incompetent. There's a difference here. There are some similarities, though. Let me cover some of this first. Now, when you give the weak power over the strong, or you give these losers any sort of power over their superiors, the winners, these people always have a huge chip on their shoulder over their shortcomings, and they will take that out on those that they viewed as having wronged them in the past. So pretty much like if it's just weak versus strong, the weak guy, especially if that strong guy has ever whooped their ass, they will carry that grudge forever, and they will be vindictive as fuck if they are ever given power over that strong guy. But this situation is even worse. Here you have losers who can't accomplish anything, and they're being given power over those who accomplished what they wished they could do. That's the Western comic industry in a nutshell right now. That's the situation we are in right now. These Twitter SJWs, by extension, another good example. Let's take a look at Twitter, by the way. If you think I'm bullshitting about, but Twitter have no power. No, man. Twitter is where unemployed losers who do nothing but post like 400 tweets a day in every waking hour of the day, people like that and their 30 sock puppet accounts each can dogpile actual successful people who accomplished what they wished they could, and get them fired. And they get to feel so happy about themselves. Like, oh, this guy thought he was so smart. He thought he was so cool, accomplishing what I couldn't, what I wished I could do but failed at. Well, now who's laughing? You had it, and I took it away from you. These people are complete losers and failures. Almost all of them are unemployed. Almost all of them live in tiny studio apartments with 10 roommates and 15 cats, and they do nothing but post on social media all day, because you don't get 400 tweets an hour from someone who's working for a living. But just like how we use video games as a form of escapism from the hardships in our lives, and we use them to live out the fantasies we know we can never accomplish in real life, these losers use social media for the same thing. They use social media as an escapist power trip. In real life, these losers are wastes of oxygen, and they have negative value. They're less than worthless. Because think about it logically. If any of these people disappeared tomorrow, wouldn't the world be an objectively better place without them? That is how you spot someone with negative value. Not only do they not contribute anything to anyone around them, they are a drain to everyone around them. That's who they are in real life. They are wastes of oxygen. But then you put them on Twitter, and suddenly they feel important. In real life, they are nobody. But on the internet, they have the power to cancel their superiors. All those people who actually make something of themselves and accomplish something of value in their lives, everyone who does what these losers wish they could do, are powerless against the mobs of these negative value losers gunning for their jobs. These cretins look up at those who have what they want, and they take a sadistic pleasure in tearing them down. That's the kind of people we are dealing with. Now, me personally, there are a few people I would take pleasure in tearing down, but not because I'm jealous of what they have, but because they destroyed what I loved on their way up. I actually have a reason to hate these people. If this person wasn't there, this shit that I loved would still be intact. So if I can remove this person, I could get the stuff I love back. Remember when people used to get fired for being shit at their jobs? Pepperidge Farm remembers. For some reason, we can't do that anymore. Suggesting that people that are actively destroying the companies they work for should be fired is somehow a bad thing in this day and age. Because they say, oh, are you suggesting you fire these people because of their politics? No, I'm suggesting we fire these people because of their actions. That's the difference. Now, these guys, on the other hand, they want to tear people down just out of sheer jealousy and spite. If they can't have this, nobody can. It's not fair that people who are objectively better than them in every way and actually put in the fucking effort get rewarded for it while they were sitting there with their hands out waiting for handouts and got nothing. They're the ones that deserve that position. They should be there. They were wronged. The only reason their superiors are there is because they took it from them. What happens, though, in the case that they do get a handout? Now we loop back to the SJW comic pros. Almost all of them fall into the category I just described about the Twitter lunatics, but they are a special case. They are given every opportunity on a silver platter, completely unearned, that actually talented creators wish they could have. And they still cry about being oppressed. They still manage to screw it up. Imagine being a comic pro in current year and being one of the few that actually takes their job seriously and produces good work. And you see your work constantly being passed up by some diversity hire, some whammons trying to get woke points and virtue signal. Imagine watching those people get hired and promoted over you and just rocket up that ladder while you're just left fighting for scraps because you apparently didn't suck the editor-in-chief's D long enough, unlike her. Interesting position right here, huh? So all of these SJW comic pros who are being given handouts are given all sorts of unearned positions. They're given chances to prove and redeem themselves over and over again. Like, oh yeah, I know you have literally no experience in comics whatsoever, but I'm going to hire you and put you on Spider-Man. You get our biggest fucking property. Here you go. Oh, what? Your Spider-Man run was canceled 3 books in due to low sales? Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. It's because our customers are just racist bigots and sexists and homophobes and all that. Here, we're just going to reboot it to number 1 again, and we're going to put you on the book again. Oh, you got canceled after 2 books this time? No, don't worry about it. We got your back. We're all friends and family here. We will keep rebooting your Spider-Man run until these bigots buy it. Don't worry about it. That's the kind of shit the treatment they get. And they go on to prove everything I said about them in this rant is true. Because take a good look at these cretins and tell me with a straight face that everyone is equal and every life is precious. Tell me what value would be lost if these losers were expelled from every industry they infect. Because I won't be holding my breath. I know you won't be able to point to anything. These people, when they're left to their own devices on social media, spend their time tearing down the people that accomplished what they wish they could accomplish. And then, in the off chance that they cry long and hard enough to be given a handout, then they use that position of power and they're not happy with accomplishing it, probably because they know they didn't accomplish shit. They were just given that position. So are they satisfied? Are they like, oh, okay, now I'll be happy. I've accomplished what I wanted. I'm going to just make good shit until the day I die because I'm unfireable now. I can make a living on my art now, finally. This is great. No, they don't think that because they know their position is unearned, because every single time they look below them and they see the people they had to step over to get to where they are, they have to acknowledge that these people are better than them, that these people are actually a lot more deserving of this position than they are. And that just keeps pissing them off. It keeps the rage and anger flowing. So instead of enjoying the position they were handed, now I'm going to have to destroy all these guys I stepped over, because as long as all of these people much better than me are allowed to exist in the same industry as me, I'm not fooling anybody. Everyone knows that I am shit and these people are better. And every time I walk by, they're going to be talking behind my back. Oh, this other guy should have had that position. Oh, this is clearly a diversity hire. These people are fucking horrible. The best solution to any industry, if you're dealing with an infestation of these people, just fire all of them. Look at how well it worked out for Red Bull. They had an infestation of these people in their American branch, so the Austrian headquarters just fucking fired them all, and I believe they're doing better than ever. So take note, industries who actually want to survive. That's what you're going to have to do. Meanwhile, over here at Sigfox Studios, my strategy is take note of who these people are and just never give them a foot in the door in the first place. And that's all I got to say, guys. Thanks for listening. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.